Although sometimes controversial, treatments using stem cells have opened up a whole new world of possibilities for people with previously incurable conditions. For Emma Suddaby from Shropshire, a stem cell transplant could be the only way she'll live to see her 40th birthday. But will the expensive and experimental procedure really give her the answers that she's looking for?
These are the worst burns I've had, definitely. Last time when they did my...
A new elbow is the latest addition to Emma Suddaby's collection of artificial joints. Emma from Shrewsbury suffers from rheumatoid arthritis, a chronic and progressive disease of the immune system. It's incredibly painful and can cause severe disability. She's had 6 major joints replaced, and her body is full of metal and plastic.
OK, so this is my left wrist, and so that's a plate which has been put in to fuse my wrist, because originally when they came to it, my wrist had destroyed itself, sort of thing, and my hand had gone off at right angles to my wrist. So the surgeon had to bring that back around somehow. You can see how compacted and messy the bone is there. He had to bring it back round straight. I don't know how he did it, but he did, and put a plate down the middle of my hand.
But it gets much worse. Emma has just learned she has a secondary disease, vasculitis, and that's attacking her organs one by one. If nothing can be done, she could be dead within 5 years.
First signs of it are the ulcers on my hands, really. That was the first thing that happened. But you know, these burns, I had them first with my knee replacement, a second knee replacement, which was about 5 years ago. So really, it must have started about 5 years ago, and then it's got progressively worse, you know. These are the worst burns I've had. This is pretty grim, really.
Emma's now in a race against time to get the help she needs.
I'm trying to find anyone in this country that does stem cell transplants. Do you know of any research that's going on or any trials that are happening currently in this country?
Meanwhile, she's determined to live her life to the full for as long as she can.
So this is exactly what I love about flying, is that on the ground and stood on my legs, I'm disabled. Yeah, but when I'm in an aeroplane, I'm no different to anybody else flying an aeroplane. This ability and this freedom is precisely what I love about flying.
But for the last 14 years, Emma's had a very different life from other young women.
The first time I came in overnight, had a big flare-up, came in overnight, and woke up in the morning and looked around me, and it just seemed like I was in some surreal world full of old ladies with deformed hands, and then I suddenly realised that they had the same thing I had, and that's pretty hard to swallow, actually, at 22, you know.
Then Emma had no idea just how bad her condition could be, or that she'd face the possibility of not living to see her 40th birthday.
Nobody knew the progression of the illness when she had it. I didn't, Emma certainly didn't. I think she thought, oh, it's arthritis, that's okay.
I did, I just thought it would be a few aches and pains, really.
Yeah. So tremendous in terms of loss of the ability to do things.
I just think for a mother to have to watch their child go through something like that and not be able to stop it or help it or change it.
Well, you feel helpless.
Must be very hard.
I just feel totally inept and helpless because there's nothing I can do. And mums always make things better.
You do make it better.
No, mums always make things better, but I can't make this better.
No, I know.
Come on.
But Emma hasn't given up hope. She's heard about a clinical trial in America involving stem cell transplants, and she's been told she's got a good chance of being accepted onto the programme. But there's a catch. It'll cost £75,000, and there are no guarantees.
I mean, I've even thought of selling my home, you know, and paying for it like that. But I live in a one-bedroom flat. I don't think it would cover it, actually, even. And then I've still got to live somewhere when I come home. And let's take the worst-case scenario, and it didn't work for me. Well, then I'm still ill, and now I have nowhere to live. I'm not scared of dying, that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is I'm so tired of hospital now. I don't want to do any more hospital, or, you know, I don't mind doing one big push of hospital for the stem cell thing, but I've pretty much had it with being in hospital, and the one thing I know for certain, if I don't have a transplant, is that it will be lots of hospital.
Meanwhile, in her search, Emma has found a stem cell expert here in the UK. They're looking at a new process using stem cells from a donor for people with her condition, but the risks are frightening.
We have recently collected data from approximately 40 patients with different autoimmune diseases treated across Europe with an